Welcome into ATB. It's at the buzzer. You've got Adam, Timmy, Billy, of course, the other microphone fiend in the Corey household. We've got Little Shoes with us again, surrounded by wrestling paraphernalia and an exorbitant amount of footwear, of course, because, Marshalls. That's all I got to say. Marshall. Oh, yeah. Can we go there? Rubber shoes pointing over his shoulder. Talk to me about that. What do you got?
Wait, what are we doing?
That's
over his shoulder.
the one pair of rubber shoes I have.
Oh, they're in the picture. I love it.
So if we're going to go back into the microfiche of our podcast from years ago, the name Rubber Shoes came to pass because he was, they're very comfortable shoes. And he was very comfortable wearing these shoes
anywhere
in the public. Yes. At first it was like, no, just take the trash out. We found out it was like corner store, maybe to pick up a lottery ticket. Suddenly you're at the mall. And then he was spotted in icy white Crocs at Puff Daddy's ice party, white party years ago. But we won't get into that. If you go on the TMZ website and scroll way back, you'll find photos.
I'm pretty sure he had a fur-lined pair of Crocs. Did he not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guaranteed.
Celtics one.
Yep. Yeah. What's it was a cross pollination of Crocs and Okie moss, right? Yeah. Hunting Crocs. Keep your toes warm while you're shooting deer, I'll tell you. So he was challenged by Little Shoes. Well, they keep calling you rubber shoes, and there are no rubber shoes in the household. So he went and procured Camo rubber shoes, which I guess.
What happened to all the rubber shoes, though? I mean, you had a ton of them.
Yeah, when did you guys break up? I'm
pretty sure my wife probably snuck them in the trash when I wasn't looking.
That tracks, yeah. Yeah, that seems.
She's the best part of you. I'll just leave it right there. Yeah. God bless Steph. Janina says that to me all the time. She's like, I'll be gone for a few days. Get back from like a business trip, and she'll be like, threw stuff out. You don't even know what it is. And she probably didn't. Like she probably did.
Just messing with you.
Of Seinfeld where they dip the toothbrush in the toilet. You're trying to figure out what. Yeah.
It's always the scariest thing when I come home and I see I see the vacuum marks in the rug. I'm like, she's been cleaning today. Yeah. Like what she
like,
throw
one
out?
of my Funko Pops got thrown out.
Yep.
Do you have a Run DMC Funko Pop?
Yes.
All three.
Over here.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
Actually,
I like that.
Yeah, I got Run D and Jam Master J.
Wow.
For bringing up my mom, funny story about those is that I think it was for something, maybe his birthday or something, and she was gonna get him those, and she hadn't found them yet. And the first time we were all together, and he went and saw them. He's like, "Oh, I gotta get these," and she just looked at me like, "God."
Yeah, just one more thing. He loves it.
She was gonna get it for a present for me, and I ruined the present.
The Run DMC Funko Pops? Yeah.
Well, so as we came on the air, we wanted to immediately make fun of your shirt because we hate La Habitant. At the same time, it's in honor of your dad.
Yes.
The late great. So you've got your shirt. Can you give us the backside of that one? What do we got on there? Was he a 7 too? No, he was a 6.
Oh, a 6. All right. I like that.
Corey. Love it.
Very nice.
So that's from Pops. We'll let that slide. The hat, on the other hand, absolutely sucks. I gotta sneak that one in there. Yeah. But you know what? They're still playing hockey. Which
that's the reason why I wore it. Be it one in memory of Pops because they're still playing, and my brother texts me every time during the game. He's like, "Oh, Dad would love this." So
that's
had to throw it on for a show.
Yeah.
Well, and you also are having a cocktail today that's brought to you by what's the name of it? Long Drink. He's gonna pop it. There we go. He's gonna get it all over the microphone. He'll be off the air for the rest of the night.
And that's my microphone smoking.
It's a Finnish brewing company, you said?
The Finnish Long Drink, which I've heard. I haven't researched it to find out 100%, but I have heard that Tuukka Rask is part ownership.
He's
in
involved
this
financially.
company.
He's not
so
brewing.
Where did you discover this drink?
Oh, commercial. So I've been trying to find it since last summer.
Oh, okay.
I heard commercials for it on, the local sports talk shows.
Mm-hmm.
They were advertising it last summer, and I was trying to find it. And then this weekend, when I was at the Heroes Cup tournament, I went to the liquor store and I walked in, and they were having a big, like a free tasting and everything. And I'm like, oh, great.
So you just lied down. It was just laying under the tap with the thing
and
on.
This one, so they have regular ones, but this one is 0 carbs and 0 sugar.
Wow.
So
for
is
my,
it? So
for
it's
my keto diet.
Is it a seltzer?
It's carbonated gin.
Ugh, God.
With grapefruit.
Sounds terrible.
It wasn't good.
Gin with natural grapefruit and juniper berry flavors.
You
That
should have
sounds
3
awful.
more, and then in about 20 minutes, it'll just be me, Adam, and Little Shoes.
And yeah, so it kind of goes with the flowers, juniper berry flavor. So
If you fall asleep on the air, I'm going to call you Rubber Snooze. That's going to be it. We'll be stuck there. We'll be stuck there forever.
I'm pretty sure that's where we need to go anyways. Even
Yeah,
if you fall asleep, that's great.
It could happen because I was yawning on the way home. So
oh boy. All right.
This isn't going to help.
All you're going to do is get from there to the couch later on tonight.
Zero caffeine too, or
we want to talk about for
probably,
sure your hockey tournament, and you posted the link, Rubber Shoes, and there was nowhere to go. So maybe you can put it in the liner notes tonight. There was nowhere to go to make a donation.
Probably because it was closed out for this tournament. So we'll start it up again for next year.
Okay.
At some point.
How did How did the Lowell Fire Department do?
We were 1 and 2, so not
smoldered out. Smoldered out.
We no puck luck. Put it that way. We had
right.
we couldn't get goals. In the 2 games we lost, we had plenty of shots and they just weren't going.
Who'd you play against?
So we lost to the Department of Homeland Security in the first game.
Okay.
We beat a team of actually down from your neck of the woods, down in Groton, Connecticut, from the naval base. There was a group of Navy guys from there.
Yeah.
And then we lost to Chelmsford Fire Department in the last game.
Which is your brother. Your brother's over there.
He didn't play this year, but he has played in the past. And that was they had the kid from BC on their team because
when they played you.
Yeah. So when I don't know if it's the top 10 or the top 5 people that raise money, the highest money that's raised.
Yeah.
You get your own locker room for the whole weekend, and you get an ex-pro on your team.
Wow.
Very cool.
That is very cool. How much money did you guys raise?
We raised a little over 5,000. Chelmsford raised, I think, close to 20,000.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
That's awesome. Nice work, Rubber Shoes. All right, so we discussed what the slate should be. I think we're going to start with the Red Sox.
Yeah,
doing just good enough. I'm comfortable with the wins and the losses at this point. Like the weekend was troublesome, and this brings us to our greater point that what was it? Was it 5 home runs in 1 inning, and they lost 14 to whatever? I stopped watching because my eyes were bleeding.
18-4. They gave up 8 home runs in the game.
Yeah, and it was like
which I think was a record for a game, home runs in a game.
Yeah, breaking all the wrong records are getting broken for sure.
Yeah,
and now people are starting to scratch their head and say, as soon as this entire conversation, and there's a few different kids online that are tracking starting pitchers from all over the league, all different teams, that they have like just footage from their phone that they're shooting, and where you can clearly see people are putting something in their visor, in their glove. There is some sort of, and I think a lot of people are backing away from it, some sort of a stickum issue in Major League Baseball. Like, agree, disagree? Do you think the Red Sox caught that real early and shut it down quick? Or do you think Core didn't know and the pitchers shut it down quick? Like, where do we stand on that?
Well, so it depends on where you're getting your information from and who you believe, because I know after the week, so on Monday, there were reports that came out that, most of their pitchers' spin rates were down like a considerable amount from before the Major League Baseball said they're going to start cracking down.
Yeah.
But then Alex Spear said that wasn't true, that their spin rates were the same. So I don't know.
All right. So now go back to the source. And if you walk it all the way back logically, if you dork out on this, Alex Spear writes for the Globe.
Right.
The Globe is owned by the Red Sox.
John Henry.
Right.
Yes.
So it's advantageous for him to write, very rose-colored glasses articles about the Red Sox, and there's no possible way they could be doing that. It just seems coincidental that it all
But-
sort of took place in the same bubble.
I
of time.
think I don't think it's coincidence. I think they definitely are not using stuff or not using as much of it right now because they don't want to get caught, and that it's just do the eyeball check, you know.
I saw that Cora had a meeting with the pitchers and basically was like, I had to deal with this. You don't want to have to deal with this. So, knock it off and start playing. So that to me stinks of, we're doing it. Or, our guys are doing it.
So on my way home today, I listened to Sports Talk Radio, and they said that someone on Twitter, I believe, came out and is just throwing all the Major League Baseball dirt out there, everything about all the different teams that use cameras for the pitchers.
Mhm.
So they said, back the Kansas City Royals were doing something when they won the World Series that year. The Astros, we all know about that. The Dodgers, there's stuff coming out about them that there's, I think, retired players that are going to people to say, yeah, this is what's happening. It's unnamed sources. So, take it with a grain of salt.
What's the deal with Major League Baseball, though? I mean, it's not to say that cheating doesn't happen in other sports, but I mean, it's constant. Every year something new comes out.
Right.
I don't understand what's going on. It's just, maybe terrible leadership from the commissioner.
It's got to be okay, we're all in this together. We're all doing it.
Right.
Just look aside, or because if everyone's doing it, there's players that are on several teams at different, course of their career. They know all the secrets from all the different teams.
Right.
But it never really came out that, I just retired and, this team did it. And everyone's kept it inside. But now once the crack starts opening, now it's all falling out, and they're going to have a huge mess that they got to pick up from.
Well, I think, and this is where, God bless Richard E. Lindsay. He never drove me to Little League, so I never played. So I have 0.0 idea. I just know there's a bag on the back of the mound, and I understand the general concept. That's always been there. And that's to keep your hand dry, to keep some, the rosin bag is some level of tackiness so you can actually grip the ball. I think outside of actually piercing your skin, or whether it's needle driven or topically I should say topical or orally taken, I think if you're going to be using Stickum or anything, like they sort of almost have to make a decision, like, you know what, everybody's doing it,
right?
But they do have to keep cracking down on the drug stuff, because that could start at any age. Like you'll have the kid, that's playing Babe Ruth League, like, I gotta start juicing now, like, Jimmy, why is your head so small and your nipples are so big? Don't ask questions. 19 home runs in one game, like that will go sideways quick. But I think if they're going to agree, and baseball needs all the help they can get, if they're going to agree that they are an entertainment source,
right?
Like, some of this stuff has to be okay now. But then you argue, okay, so we can wear Apple Watches and we can bang on trash cans. I don't know where the line's drawn, but I think medically, once you start to do physical enhancements to the individual players, you're telling the generations behind them that's okay. And I know I'm creating this huge shade of gray. I just think there's no way they're going to control it. They're always before it was always like, okay, because Clemens admitted to it without admitting to it, right?
Right.
I mean, so the pitchers were juicing up, so the batters were juicing up, because you had to keep the fast twitch muscles going and all that kind of stuff. But I think if it's the Stickum or the rosin too high on the bat, like, I feel like we're splitting hairs at this point. Well, and like the no fun league that we like to joke the NFL is, which I think has really let their hair down. The MLB is that a cat? Like, are you haunted or a cat? I'm so distracted.
What is happening?
It's our cat.
The door opened.
There's
and
a
I'm like,
graduation.
either his room is haunted or the cat's in the room.
There's a graduation balloon, and it just flew into the fan.
Okay. I saw the door open. Like,
But no
we were in
cat.
conversation.
There's no
I'm
cat.
like,
The cat
there
was
a
here
cat?
earlier.
Yeah, the cat snuck in as
the
well.
cat's roaming about.
Well,
Yeah,
what's the rubber shoes name for the cat? What's the cat's name?
Jingle.
Jingle shoes.
Yeah.
All right.
Jingle shoes. I don't know where they draw the line, and if they're going to just decide, because they're going to do something. They keep talking about how they're going to, like, the conversation about the universal DH.
Right.
And I think this is a piece of Americana I don't want to see go away. The 7-inning game, which they're now doing for double headers, but would they bring that across the board? But does that sort of kill it? It doesn't. We'll get used to it like we get used to everything else.
Well, I don't think it will kill it because starting pitchers can barely go 5 innings now. So
Right.
you figure back in the day, they could go 8, 9 innings all the time, and now they're barely going 5, and it will kind of make the game how it used to be, where you get a pitcher, the setup guy and the closer, boom, 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 and you don't have as much bad innings in between, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I think that Major League Baseball should go full WWE. Just throw all the rules out the window. I mean, honestly, because they're constantly cheating. Who cares?
Yeah.
And nobody really cares. As long as it's an entertaining game, I could care less if they're using stick.
Honestly. Who cares? It's the old guys that care about the records.
Yeah.
Because that was the biggest thing when McGuire and Bonds. They're breaking Maris's record, and because the other sports, you can't. Not that you can name them now in baseball because they've been broken so many times in the last 20 years. But, going into the 2000s, you knew, how many home runs Hank Aaron had for the home run king and how many Maris had and all those records. But now they've kind of been tainted and nobody really knows it. So just who cares about them?
Exactly.
All the other sports, you have no idea who the leading passer is and how many yards it was. And, they just got to get over it.
Well, that gets broken every year
love
too.
Baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport, and I could care. I just want to see a good product on the field. That's all I care about.
Right.
Well, and the argument is like, ratings and excitement and all that stuff. It's like, I want to see all the home runs. Not if you're on the wrong end of it, because the other night against Toronto,
for God's sake,
I wanted to eat the TV, jump out of a first floor window to my death, right? Because we live in a ranch. So like none of that was exciting. And here comes my gray hair. Like I remember hanging all the Ks, not that I was there, but I remember watching the guys out the bleacher creature out there hanging all the Ks and how much fun that was for Pedro, Clemens, and everyone else that was involved in that run when that was a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's a right or a wrong. I do agree with you. I'll bring up our good friend Kevin Branco. Coach K has always said, who cares?
Right.
It is what it is. It is entertainment at this point. And if you honestly just loosen the governor a little bit and just say like, go do whatever. We're not sure what, like we're going to go give it a year. You guys can do whatever you want this year.
And see how it goes. Yeah. I mean, if I drop
Bring
$100
aluminum
to
bats
go,
in.
Hey, why not? Why not? But if I drop $100 to go sit and watch a game at Fenway and 8 home runs get hit, I'm not going to be upset by that. That's pretty. I mean, I'll be upset if it's the Blue Jays, but I'm not going to be upset.
I've been to a
if it's the Red
couple
Sox.
Tim Wakefield games like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I feel like every time I saw Wakefield pitch, we were right field, of course, right behind a pole.
Oh yeah, sure.
That was always blocking Wakefield. So all you saw was this butterfly
all bouncing around
the pole. Yeah. Like I didn't really know what's happening, but this $30 beer is great. Where's Scotty? It's about to rain. Let's get some more food. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just think they should throw the rules out the window, let them play, see what happens. You can always dial it back.
It's like with the PGA. It's the guys that sit at home and have the rule book and are reading it, and they call in the TV stations like, oh yeah, he broke rule number 138A. Yeah. It's like the rest of the casual fans don't care.
They don't care.
They just want to watch and enjoy the product that's on the screen.
Exactly.
And all those people complaining are the ones that are watching it and are asleep for 3 hours of the 3.5 hours the game is.
Right.
Yankees, a Red Sox Yankees game. Yeah, you
watch
wake up
the
at
first inning, you wake up at the ninth inning.
Yeah, you wake up at 11:30. They're still in the third inning. You're like, oh my god, I can't feel my eyes.
I gotta go to bed, dude.
And that's part of the reason why the baseball takes so long is because everyone's afraid that everyone's looking at what they're doing, so they're taking longer. They're trying to disguise things more. So it's like just okay. Everyone's doing something. Just throw the freaking ball.
Yep, agreed.
Well, I think a cool social experiment, and nobody's listening to me, but somebody could write this down. I think a cool social experiment would be next year spring training. Just let them go off the rails.
Well, they can do it in the minor leagues. That's where their testing grounds are. I know.
That's a great.
I know one of the leagues they're supposed to move the pitch and mound back a little. That's
Well,
another thing. It's like all these pitchers are throwing mid 90s and up.
Right.
20 years ago, if you threw like 93 miles an hour, you were like, oh my God, I can't
That's
believe
right.
Yeah.
now if you don't throw over 90, you don't even make it in the majors.
Yeah. It's a breaking
Right.
ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
89-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Well, and I think what would be interesting too is if they had somebody spending a bunch of time, and Lord knows they've got enough dorks in polo shirts sitting up in the press box, they could figure this out.
Hey.
Is hey. So I don't know. I don't know how much this plays into when people are talking about how there's usually a higher amount of no hitters in the front side of the season because the batters haven't figured the pitchers out
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And how much of that is the league hasn't noticed to stick them yet, or whatever the thing
no,
is.
that
Right?
was
There's a whole
definitely-
back channel of pitcher talk. Like, hey,
So-
we're using this. And I mean, at one point, wasn't there an accusation at one point that it was, what was it? Was it deer something? There was something
Deer
that
urine.
It was deer urine, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
All seriousness. Yeah, I think it was.
yeah, there's some weird stuff that they're willing to do. And I appreciate that because you're like, well, if I have this year right now, I'm playing for a contract. And if I get 52 million for the next 2 years, I don't care what they find me or if they kick me out because 40 of it's guaranteed.
Right.
And that's just where we're at, which is sort of incredible, I suppose.
That's another problem altogether.
Yeah. So
Guaranteed money.
yeah, you might have noticed if you're watching us on YouTube, and we appreciate you watching. We hope you're enjoying the content. If you are enjoying the content, please go to atbshow.com. That's where you can subscribe. We ask you to comment and leave a comment. That helps the algorithm. And if you're enjoying the content and all of our stuff, and you see Rubber Shoes checking in on a daily basis for the Rubber Shoes wrap up and rant, you can go into our bio there and see our link tree. All of our social media is there. So if you are watching us, you will notice behind Adam down in beautiful downtown Connecticut, which is really cool. We're doing a good job right now. We've got Scotty Dukes will be back on Monday. He's in beautiful downtown Maine.
Yep.
We've got Rubber Shoes and Little Shoes in Massachusetts. I'm in Cow Hampshire, and Adam is in a part of Connecticut that when I visit, I don't stop by to say hello. So anyway, outside of all of that, the billboard behind Adam, you'll take a peek. That is outside. Where is that located? Is it
Outside of their practice facility.
Beautiful. So it's
Yes.
it's
I think it's in Waltham, right?
Yeah,
They
Waltham.
still practice
Yes.
in Waltham?
The Warrior Center, I believe. No, that's the Bruins.
No, I think they built the facility that the Celtics and Bruins are in that same.
Oh, they're
same
both there.
building.
They're
Yeah.
both
Oh,
there.
okay. All right,
So
cool.
it says,
It used
hey,
to be in
Brad,
Waltham.
it's time to shake it up, hire Kara or Becky.
Yes.
So
Yes, I'm hoping. Although I did hear that Becky Heyman was interviewed by a couple of teams, or is in the process of being interviewed by a couple of teams. Not that that means she's going to get hired.
sure.
But you know, I personally, I think, and I think you said it last week, Tim, that Kara Lawson is probably the odds. If they were going to go in that direction, I think she would be the odds-on favorite for the Celtics.
Mhm.
But you know, I'm putting my money on Chauncey Billups. I think that's where they're going. Not that
Yeah.
that's not where I want them to go, but I think that's where they're going to go.
Rubber Shoes, you think it's Perk still?
No,
I'm just putting it out into the universe.
Just
I
so
want
putting it
to-
out there.
I agree with Adam. I think Chauncey's probably the front runner. But I would love to, like, Kara and Becky are definitely qualified. I would love to see it because it would be a check mark, but it wouldn't be one just for the check mark.
Right,
They are
exactly.
understood.
definitely highly qualified and able
Right.
to do this job. So I would 100% be behind those picks. But I think it's gonna be Chauncey or Jason Kidd. I've heard a lot about
Ugh.
too.
That is so terrifying.
That would almost be enough for me to be like,
Like I heard,
skip
so
this season.
I heard that Jawan Howard kind of pull his name out of there, said that he's dedicated to stay at Michigan. So I don't think he's going to be coming out of the college ranks to come up.
If they
I'm
hire
happy
Jason
about
Kidd,
that.
my favorite basketball team is going to be the Montreal Canadiens. I'm saying it now. Put it down.
Yep, mark it down. Me
The
too.
only plus of that is that Damian Lillard wanted to play for him, and maybe possibly that could somehow have him get here. But
I was reading about Lillard though. He's a little bit older, right? He's like 31, 32.
33.
Yeah.
32.
Or he's 33 even.
32.
All right.
I think he's turning 33.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't you trade one problem for another if you get rid of Kemba Walker and then you have him? I mean, he's an injury waiting to happen.
Well, I don't
isn't
think it would be Walker. I think it would be Jaylen Brown.
Oh,
for him.
Jaylen Brown. Yeah. Which
And
is even
that's
worse.
horrifying.
Yeah, that's
horrifying.
terrible.
Yeah.
I would hate to see that happen. So
I mean, Dame has that. If he could stay healthy, he has that ability to.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
carrying
a
bad team to decent spots.
he's a level or two above Jaylen Brown. I think
I-
he's on par with
Dame's
Tatum.
definitely
I'd
top
say.
10 player in the league.
Yeah.
but you don't think Jaylen Brown is just a notch below Tatum? I feel like I don't think Jaylen Brown's that much further
No,
off.
Jaylen
Tatum.
Brown is really good, but he's not on that elite level. That,
Yeah,
like,
I
Damian
think-
Lillard goes to our team, we have a much better chance of making.
Yeah. Yep. I
final.
agree.
But Jaylen Brown is that more like in the long term, like, he's gonna last longer if he were to stay, and who knows what he becomes. But like Damian Lillard would be that like right now, like to contend. Change.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Dame Lillard, but I just think that Jaylen Brown is the future. I think Tatum and Brown are the future. You add a couple of pieces, like strong, solid pieces around them, and I think you've got a team. I also think Brad was just burnt out, and he probably just mailed it in this last season. So I think you get new blood in as a coach, and all of a sudden it's a different thing altogether. So I'd hate to see them make that move. Honestly, I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum got to stay. I would love to see. I love Kemba Walker, but I would love to see him get shipped out of town and get something in return for him. That somebody that's a little bit younger.
Well,
less
the problem
injury
with
prone.
that is I think
We need to pick up a
in
bad
order
contract.
to get rid of Walker, you're gonna have to give up a little more with him.
The big one's getting Al Horford or Kristaps.
Yeah, it's like the rumors for Walker
not
have
getting
been
much out
basically
of
you're
it.
getting another team's problem.
Yeah.
They're not someone that's not healthy, and
Yeah.
so it's basically you're trading a problem for a problem. And to get I love Tatum and Brown, but I think they need to shake it up, and I think they need to say attach your wagon to one of them, trade the other one. Love Marcus Smart, but I think he needs to go. I have a feeling his voice in the locker room is not helping. I think they need a real big shakeup, and they gotta pick who do you want to go with? You want to keep Brown or Tatum, which Tatum is projecting to be a superstar.
Within 5 years, he could be.
Yeah, you want Tatum, probably trade Brown, get rid of Walker, get rid of Smart, and really change this team up, because I don't think even if you bring back this team the way it is next year, if they're healthy, you're third seed at best, I think.
Yeah, I'd love everybody. I speak for everyone who wears and bleeds green. I think I would love to see Jaylen and Jason stay together. That is not going to happen in a real universe. If we're going to make a move and we're going to try to get better, somebody has to go. I agree. I think it's going to be Jaylen leaving. My concern with Jaylen out and Damian in and maybe somebody else is only for the fact that we just had what's his face here and rolled and cracked his ankle. Help me with his name. It's escaping my ankle.
Hayward.
Gordon Hayward.
Yeah,
Hayward?
Gordo. Gordo rolls his ankle on the first play, 20 seconds into his career with us. So that's horrifying because, Damian hasn't been hurt, but could he get hurt? But he doesn't have a history like Kemba.
What about Luka, though?
I'm like with everything. I remember when Kevin Millar was like leaving, and I'm like, really? Like, because I'm the asshole. It's like,
I know, I was too. I loved him.
You spend no time in the clubhouse. How do you know that? That's what I
like
hear.
One of the oldest sayings. They say, if you manage like a fan, you'll be sitting with them.
Right.
So you can't be a fanboy and manage these teams. You have to make the tough decisions. The fans aren't going to like anyone leaving because you get attached to a team, attached to the players. You don't want anyone to leave. Right. Like, oh yeah, I'd love to have Durant here, but I don't want to give anyone up for him.
Right. The probability of the future of what Jason could be, gets us into the conversation and I'm really enjoying a LeBron free June has been phenomenal for my life.
Amazing.
LeBron out, and then what Durant did, just unbelievable, because everything on his back with Kyrie out, an absolute amazing performance. And you'll remember LeBron would say it but wouldn't say it, but he was always squawking for himself, stumping for himself for MVP.
Yeah.
And all the memes this week of like all the hockey teams, like they showed the Capitals, not the Capitals, the Islanders and the Bruins, and it's like, two benches full of angry men that beat the crap out of each other, but they still meet at center ice to shake hands.
Yep.
Probably one of the coolest traditions in hockey, playoff hockey for sure.
And LeBron walks off the court 5 minutes before the end of the game.
And
Yeah,
Bronny
he's
marches
useless.
out, and it was, I don't know where it was from. It's probably not even super recent, but somebody had Rodman on, and he got so mad when they asked him about like who's the GOAT.
Oh,
And he's
yeah.
like, y'all need to stop.
Yeah.
He's like, if I hear LeBron brought up in this conversation, he's like, it's Mike, then it's Mike, then it's Mike, and then it's Kobe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, stop bringing up
Yeah.
LeBron. It's an absolute joke. And I couldn't agree more. And he's done great things with his school. He's a phenomenal player. And like, leadership is what exists when you leave the room.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, LeBron keeps leaving the room early,
Yeah.
right?
All the
Like,
time.
It's just,
Anytime he loses, he leaves the room early.
And now you can poke, and people will say, but Brady has a bad game. He screwed up, thought he had the timeout, didn't have the timeout. He stormed off that day. Like, he's had some crybaby moments too.
Yeah.
And he was the angriest, saddest 8-0 quarterback in NFL history, right?
Right.
So he's had
Yep.
his moments, but I would argue his leadership is well beyond LeBron.
But right, his crying was because he wants to win so bad. That's what it.
Not because he lost.
Right.
Necessarily. Yeah.
And I got to give it to Durant. That was unbelievable performance last
Incredible.
night.
Incredible.
What was he,
played
49,
all four-
17, and 10?
Yeah, and he played all 48 minutes of the game. That
Nuts.
I mean, he put that team on his back. Harden had 5 points.
Harden was there just to be a threat
Yeah.
that had to be defended.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
watching some post-game show, and somebody asked a question, but there was so much talking going on. I didn't hear it. He did play all 48 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And Harden's not going to play in the next game, right? I think that's
No,
what
they
I
said
read.
he's gonna be good.
Oh, he's coming back.
Came out
He's
this-
going to
yeah.
play again.
Most likely no Kyrie, but Harden should be good.
So
Yeah.
not
Oh,
only
no
did he have
Kyrie?
it,
What if
he
we
had
sage it for him? Will he come back if we sage it? No.
not only do I tip my cap to Durant for that great performance last night, but he actually gave me some backing against LeBron, because I have a guy on Facebook that's always, I don't know if he's just throwing it out there to get people pissed off about Jordan, but he always says that he's a LeBron lover on Facebook, at least.
Mhm.
And he said, oh yeah, everyone's talking about Durant last night. Well, LeBron's done that about 10 times. And I was able to take a picture from ESPN and say, oh, according to ESPN, this is the first time it's ever happened in the playoffs. So how could LeBron have done it 10 times?
In his heart, Billy, in his heart.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So I love Durant for that part, that I was
But
able
the
to,
first time that what happened?
the first time a player scored over 45, over 15 rebounds, and over 5 assists in a game.
He did
Wow.
everything at all.
It's incrable.
I mean, to mention is that the last player to play all minutes in the playoffs was LeBron.
Yeah, I've had this discussion with Tyler before. That year that they went to the finals when he was on Cleveland, and he had
the
nobody
second best
left.
player was
That was LeBron's
Old
best
Kevin Love.
season.
Mm.
He didn't win it all, but that was his best season. That was a year that he was trying the whole way through the playoffs. He really wanted to do it, wanted to prove it, and he came up short. But that was, in my mind, his best season ever.
Well, I think there's a
That
piece of him that's compartmentalized in his head that he's still getting the calls he used to get, and he's not. Like, that used to be the running joke with LeBron. Like, if you look at him the wrong way, you're going to get the
Right.
whistle. He's going to go to the line. And yeah, like, and there was some footage probably 2 weeks ago from the playoffs first round. And the guy was, the camera had stopped at half court, and they're like, oh, here he comes. And it still wasn't him. He had claimed a foul at the other end of the floor and was arguing with the referee, never came back up to play defense. And, it was 5-on-4, and they just passed it around and somebody shot a 3, and that was it. And then they went back down. And he was still arguing with the ref.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of the NBA
That's
now.
just-
I can't
Understood.
just,
Yep.
I think the 3-pointer was one of the worst things that could happen to the game, because that's
Curry
all they
changed the
do.
game, but might not have been
Yeah.
for the better.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
no
I
one
like
And
else-
then-
Curry.
You like the 3-pointer? Why? Because you think
No.
it.
No, I liked it back when it was first initiated, but now it's like that's all they're like the Celtics. you can have a wide open lane
Yeah.
to go to the hoop, and they'll stop at the 3 and throw up a
Oh, I
3.
know. I
You
know.
know,
That's
I think
infuriating.
it's ruined the game on that part.
There's a lot of. There was one. I think it was if I'm not mistaken, it was the Nuggets. It was earlier this season, and they were down 2 with 9 seconds left. They got the turnover. They got a 3-on-1 break, and all 3 of them stopped at the 3-point line, threw up a bad 3, missed it, and lost.
Yeah, but I don't mind that though, because you remember, like, you hear stories all the time about Bird who would come down and they'd be down 2 and he would say, "Oh, I'm going to take a 3 because I'm going to win it." Right? I mean, that's like you feel confident in yourself that you're going to put the 3 through.
Moment of silence, please. That was Larry Bird. Not get ahead of ourselves. That was Bird.
right.
I got
Talking
you.
about that
That's
double
one of
I
dribble.
got you. I got you.
One of the all-time grades, you know.
I know. I got you. I got you. You know, but I'm just saying, I like the hubris of coming down and being like, I'm down 2. I'm going to get 3 so I can win this and I don't have to go into overtime.
The modern day player that could say that they feel the same way as Steph Curry. Nobody else.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Steph Curry with a bullet in his leg and a blindfold, drinking, could do that. I don't trust anybody else. Nope.
I would put
Dame is up there.
Trey Young maybe up there. He's ridiculous from 3.
Yeah.
His
But
range is-
yeah,
Dame's better clutch though.
everyone thinks it. I mean, Marcus Smart thinks he's that guy.
Oh, Marcus Smart thinks he's that guy
Yeah.
on every time down the floor.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart is Along Came Polly. What's the actor's name?
Ben Stiller.
No, Ben Stiller was in the actor since passed away.
Oh,
Oh my God. And I love him so much in that movie.
yeah, the guy who sharded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
I don't remember.
he's the guy from he's the child star.
Yes,
That has
yeah.
the camera team following him around, but it's not even a real thing.
Yeah.
Philip Hoffman Seymour, right? Philip
Philip
Seymour Hoffman.
He's
yeah,
dead.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah.
playing basketball in the park, and he's chucking up threes, yelling, "Make it rain!" And that is Marcus Smart. Anytime he's got a 4-pointer, he's chucking her up.
Yep.
Oh, I know. He's obnoxious.
Godspeed. All right, so quick pivot. The Bruins. If you could keep all 3, would you keep all 3, or do you let somebody go so we can go shopping? Because right now, and it's pretty amazing in the last week or so, Tuukka said it's all about the Bruins. His family's here. It's not about the money. Krejci said the same thing. And Hall claims he doesn't know what he's worth, which is a really bad negotiating tactic if you're renegotiating a contract. I love that he said that.
Yeah, I think he wants to stay here as well. And I like hearing that. I don't think it's going to take top of the market to keep him here.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of it's going to depend on the surgery that Tuukka has, how he comes back from that. If it's because you figure they said if he has surgery at earliest, he'll be back January, February.
Yeah.
So you're going almost half a season with Swayman or Halak or oh no, they were saying Halak. I mean, Vladar and Swayman. That's who they said they were going to go with.
Okay.
And I mean, we'll be able to find out if Swayman can carry the load, and then, but I'm assuming they have to sign him before the season goes. Like, can we wait and let it go? And we don't need you. We're not going to sign you.
Well, it's
I don't know if it can work that
he
way.
Says he wants to be back, and they know he's probably not back till 22. Is it worth signing him? I mean, I would argue, and here I come. Here's the fan that wants to run the team, right? This is Costanza running the Yankees. Like I want him to be on our team. I just don't know. Like, does it make sense? And I think, do they let Krejci, ride it into the wall, or do they dump him? Because they could probably get all 3 of them back if they're super lucky. And I think right now this year their contracts combined were like 22 total. They could probably get all of them back for maybe like 12 total, if everybody agrees. Like Krejci's probably coming back for 4, right?
Yeah, but yeah, if they all take a little bit of pay cut, but I mean they can fit them all under the cap right now if they sign them back for what they were making this year.
Well, but the point being, like, they've all quietly sort of agreed, and I feel like that was I feel like that's why they all came out on the same day and said, listen, it's about being in Boston, and I love being here. It's not about the money. because I think they realize that they go back and they get Marshy. They've got all those other people that are good to go and good to stay. And they've sort of played the Tom Brady game of keeping everybody on the field for short money for the greater good, which is like amaze balls that like all of our athletes seem to have that disease here because we're such a racist city, right? You know,
Well, Neely came out and said Krejci and Marshy, I mean, Bergie and Marshy specifically want to bring the band back and make another run at it. So I mean, if they could stay healthy on defense, they would. Their defense is very thin, and actually their third line was kind of weak. So that you would like to bring everyone back, save a little money, and then be able to fill those spots where they were a little thin.
Yeah.
I mean, that DeBrusque signing last year was horrible. I said it when it happened. I didn't want him back. And now, so he's they could have had Torrey Krug instead of him, and that would have helped on it.
Yeah, I love Torrey. I hated that he left. You know who's I think ripe for the conversation, especially with Hall. Should Hall stay? And I think he wants to stay. I think he realizes everything he's been looking for in a franchise is here right now. And the BU kid, Eichel, who's up in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I would love, like, if they were able to move some stuff around and get him back, that would be phenomenal.
Well, actually, he wasn't in Buffalo. He was. So I am friends with his cousins, and they had a family get together this past weekend, and there was a picture of him. So he was somewhere in the Chelmsdale area.
Oh, I love all of this. He's already here.
Yeah.
Dear Jack.
I mean, he would love to come here, but the thing, you're gonna have to trade for him. So what are you gonna trade to give Buffalo to get him here? That's the problem.
Marcus Smart.
I'll drive him there.
Can't we just pool everybody?
Yeah.
They got a giant 3-point land for you up there, Marcus.
We'll give you Cam Newton, Marcus Smart,
Gilmore,
and Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And Stephon Gilmore. Yeah.
Yes. No.
We'll bring him. We'll bring him back to Buffalo.
Come on.
No, Steph stays.
Come on.
Steph
We
stays.
keep him.
No.
We keep him.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
That's blasphemous.
So what do you think on those three that basically told the universe they want to play here for free? Do they stay or do they move somebody?
Well, I think, I mean, it sounds like the management wants to do it. So as long as their game and they're legit saying that they're going to come back for a hometown discount, I think they all stay. But if it's just, they're just saying the right thing to the media for the fans and actually isn't true, then we'll probably keep two of them. I think there's 4 altogether. I think there's 3 unrestricted
somebody
free
on
agents.
defense?
Riley
on defense. That's right.
Yeah. So there's 4 guys all together. 3 of them are unrestricted free agents and one's a restricted free agent, which means they can match whatever any other team.
Right. I think the biggest question mark, I think with Krejci, they could like do the whole Chara thing and be like, we're just done with them, and I know Chara didn't necessarily serve a great purpose in Washington. And he probably only would have been here pulling pucks out of nets after goals for us anyway. But I think for just under $1 million, I would have loved to have seen him stay.
Yeah, he would have been your third line defenseman at this point. And I think he would have been, better than Grzelcyk in the last 2 games.
Yep. I think that's interesting. And I think the other side of that too with the Bruins is if Tuukka would stay for an incentive laden when you get back from surgery, not a lot of guaranteed money, but just hey, you stay, you get us to here, you win the cup, we'll give you our firstborn. I don't know. But yeah,
because if they're going into it knowing he's only playing half a season next year. So it's like, okay, we're going to pay you $8 million a season. And we know we're only getting you for a half a season right now.
Right.
So they're going to have to come up with someone that's like, okay, we'll give you, maybe it's a reverse how most contracts are. They're, they put a lot up front and then it trickles off. Maybe they put a little up front and then, like you said, incentive laden. If you come back and you play a full season in the second year, then we'll give you $8 million, with incentives. They can get cute.
Well, and the
with it.
second year would have to be shoppable if they were going to be super careful. So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting. Speaking of people that haven't signed, let's move on to the Patriots. We got the hand injury, who looked horrible. And the
hand injury.
The fact
So-
that people get all excited. Hey, he gave me a nickname. Mac and Cheese is his nickname. I think I said that. I think I said that right after the draft. I joked
Mac
about
and
that.
cheese.
That
Like
that
he's
is the
never heard that before in his life.
honest to God, he heard that in third grade. Right?
Exactly. I mean, come on.
That's the dumbest thing. So super exciting that everybody feels like he had a great mini camp, which is
Yep.
not everything, but
Well,
it's nice to see that he's doing well. So we're going to talk about Mac, and we got to talk about Steph. Is he coming back for $7 million,
What?
or are they going to try to trade him?
so my problem with the quarterback. So everyone's probably seen the videos of Newton and Mac, their throws. It's Cam Newton has they keep showing the same 3 bad throws, and they
Yep.
keep
Yeah.
showing the same 3 good throws from Mac.
Mhm.
So how have they done? I know there's been some reporters that come out and said that yesterday Mac Jones took a huge step, and that Cam doesn't look great. He didn't look great last year, so it's not
Yeah.
like
I feel like we tried to give him a pass last year though because
Yeah.
of COVID and all that stuff. So you would feel like, okay, well now you've had the full off season, and you should be back into your old form, and so you kind of have to hold him
Do
to
we
the
want
standard.
old form though?
Well, no, that's
I
the
think
point.
that might be the
right?
problem.
That's right. But that's what I'm saying is like you're back in your old form, and now we see what we really have,
Yeah.
and it sucks. And so
Yeah.
let's move on, and let's bring in mac and cheese, and eat them up, and let's go. Let's just
Yeah,
get
right.
this thing
I
started.
want to see the videos of the drills with people actually covering the receivers, because my problem with those Mac Jones throws is they were, they had air under them, they had time, and if there's cornerbacks out there, they had time to probably get there and swat it out, if not intercept it.
Yep.
And the Cam throws were line drives, which that's pretty much how he throws. So,
But here's my thing, right? I would rather see them go, I don't know, 8-8, whatever this season with Mac Jones under center if he's the future quarterback, right? If Belichick thinks this guy's the future, we're gonna ride with him. Let's just go with him now. Get the growing pains out of the way. You're not gonna go to the Super Bowl with Cam Newton. It's just not gonna happen.
Actually, it'll be 8 and 9 this year.
Sorry, 8 and 9.
Yes,
That's right. I forgot.
Very
8 and
excited.
9.
Yeah,
Very
added
excited.
that.
I'll
Okay,
even
yeah.
give him 9 and 8. Let's take 9 and 8 from him. But you're not gonna. I mean, do we really think Cam Newton is gonna take us to the Super Bowl?
Right.
No, he's
Cam
not. does. Yeah, well, he's the
Yeah.
only one.
Yeah.
So I would rather just see them like let him be the second string guy. And I mean, he's a good backup, but let's see what Mac Jones can do. I'm
Well, this
always
is the
in
thing.
favor.
It's Belichick has to put his ego aside,
That's right.
because he's chasing Shula's record. If he thinks that Cam is going to give him a better chance to get wins, they may not do well in the playoffs. They may not make the playoffs. But if Mac Jones, if he thinks Mac Jones starts all year and they go 6 and 11.
Are you the 4? That's the
Yeah.
new math.
No,
No,
yeah. Why do they have to have odd numbers? I hate odd numbers. And if Cam Newton can get him 8 and 9, he's gonna get
But
3,
doesn't he
4
have
more
like
wins.
He has like 40 wins to go, doesn't he? So he's not
But
going to get them all in
that's
this
the
season.
thing. Well,
to
that's the
catch
thing,
Shula?
though. That's if he has a one bad year here, and then next year they go with Mac Jones again, and he's still not up to par. That's 2 seasons he throws away where he doesn't get 6 to 8 wins towards that.
I think personally, I hear what you're saying. I think that flies in the face of everything he's ever talked about. And if that's, if he's changed his mind
Well,
and he's close enough to Shula, fine. That's what it is. But that flies in the face of everything he's talked about for 20 years. Team first, and it's all about the team.
Yeah, he always says that stuff, but the way he played Brady out the last few years doesn't show that just doing best for the team.
I don't know. I mean, Brady won the Super Bowl last year. If he had still had Brady,
Right. Exactly.
it'd be a lot better.
You pay Brady what he's worth, bring him back, and you're a better team, or you let him go, bring in Cam Newton, you're a worse team. Are you doing what's better for the team? No,
Yeah.
you're not.
But the other thing is was it really Belichick's decision, or did Brady just say, "I'm done. I'm sick of the BS. I want to go someplace where I can be myself and
He
ham
called
it
their
up with
bluff.
the team."
Yes,
Right,
but
right,
that's
exactly.
because Belichick's been trying to get him out of there for years now.
Oh, I don't
and
buy
then
that.
and then
I don't buy
finally,
that.
oh, I definitely feel that way. He wanted Garoppolo 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wanted Brady to walk away 5 years ago and let him bring on Garoppolo and show that he can win without Tom Brady back then. And
But
now
then you don't think that then he wins a couple of Super Bowls with him, and you don't think he's like, all right, well, I guess I misjudged him, and the guy is 40 something years old, and he wins a couple of Super Bowls.
no,
I'll hang with him until he hangs it up.
I think
no, 'cause
Brady was
he
still
wanted him
with the
gone.
team. Yep,
Yeah.
I think Brady was still with the team because Kraft told Bill, "You're keeping him," and then finally last year, Bill probably said, "It's
Either him
me
or
or
me."
Brady.
Yeah.
I'm leaving, or he's leaving, and I'll stay here and coach another 5 to 10 years."
And
And
we not willing to pay him?
Well,
enough?
I know Brady's not going to be around for 10 years,
Right.
so I'd rather have the coach at this point.
I don't know. It seems weird to me that, I mean, it was bound to break up, that relationship, but it just seems weird to me coming off of what was he? It was 2 years before he retired that he won a Super Bowl. I mean, not before he retired, before he left for Tampa Bay,
Same
that
thing.
they won a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Feels the same.
Feels the same. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really buy that Belichick's going for, I'm not saying that he doesn't want to get,
He's
doesn't
absolutely
overcome Shula. I don't buy it. I don't
He's
buy
a
it.
historian. He absolutely. He'll be out there like who am I thinking of? I can't think of his name now. Tyler, you were gonna say something. We kept interrupting you. Go ahead.
It cut out, so I thought that Rubbish you stopped talking. But I
We can
believe
only hope.
another thing was that
Yeah, my internet connection says it's unstable, but yet Tyler's fine. in
Oh
the
my
other
God.
room.
You guys
Oh,
got to get off the dial up.
no.
Maybe the cat's watching.
What is
porn
it?
or something.
56.6K there? What is happening?
well, I have my own Wi-Fi for this computer, so that's probably why I'm fine.
Oh.
Thank God. Thank God. Go
Your
unplug
own
your
Wi-Fi.
Go unplug your father. We'll talk like adults.
He
No,
can't
but-
afford internet. He's spending all his money on Funko Pops.
Yeah, and camo Crocs.
Camo Crocs.
God Almighty.
We're on a good deal at Marshall's.
Yeah.
I didn't know they sold routers at Marshall's.
They were free. I think he's talking about the Crocs.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Crocs.
yeah.
I'm gonna go into Home Goods and grab a throw pillow and a router.
Router. Dude, I found a really good deal at Christmas tree shops on routers.
You can't make this stuff up. We don't have to. That's the beauty of all
Yep.
this. You guys think Steph is back?
No,
I think he comes back. I'm a homer.
They've done
I
so
want him to
much
stay,
money into
but I
the
don't feel
offense.
like
They've
he's gonna-
spent so much ego spending. I think you cannot outscore a bad defense. And I mean our defense. I don't think we have the offensive finesse to score enough points to have JC Jackson on one side of the field by himself without Gilmore on the other.
Yeah.
So this is another thing we're going to find out about Belichick if he's changed his ways, because usually in the past, if
He'd
a
cut 'em
player
loose.
has done that,
Yeah.
they're gone.
Yep. Yeah.
But wasn't he Steph Gilmore's like biggest cheerleader? Like he was the only reason Gilmore even came here was because Belichick was singing his praises up and down.
But
So
I mean,
times
see.
change. I know, I got it, but he probably ends up in Tampa Bay.
plus Belichick's also the guy to be like, oh, I'd rather trade Gilmore for two not as good cornerbacks and then make them better than Gilmore and prove it to everyone that
I hope you're wrong,
Yeah.
Tyler. I
Oh,
hope
me
you're
too.
wrong.
that's just
Me
that's a
too.
Belichick thing. I'd much rather just keep Gilmore.
Oh my God, I'd be thrilled. And well, our show seems to have that effect. So he's probably signing right now, as we
Yep.
speak.
Absolutely.
We did come to you late this week. This is Wednesday night. We'll be back on Monday after Father's Day with the one and only Scotty Dukes. We'll have Tyler Little Shoes in the house. We're probably going to have the cat Jingles. We got to get him mic'd up.
Jingle
Right there.
shoes.
Yeah, we got to get him mic'd up. Rubber Shoes will hopefully be back with a better shirt Love your father,
Yeah.
but you got to
Yep.
change your shirt. Yeah,
Amen.
put that.
Well,
put that
if
in the
they end up
wash.
winning, I might have to
Oh.
wear it again next week.
Are you gonna get a tattoo on your ass? Are you gonna do some cockamamie
No,
thing?
no.
No.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Maybe
Oh,
next
gosh.
week I'll be wearing my Vegas Knights shirt.
This is probably a mini series discovering all of the ridiculous teams that he is a sub fan of.
We should do a whole series on that
There's
in
a
the
whole
stream, in the
timeline of different-
podcast stream.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and Tyler's got the microfiche.
Like-
he could probably chart it out for us.
8
I'm
different
sure he
basketball
can.
teams with
I
these.
think
What-
it's at least 8 episodes. We'll talk to Netflix, HBO Max, see who wants to
definitely
pick it
gonna
up.
pick it up. Absolutely.
Yeah, it would be like the.
I think it
the
ends
Jordan.
up on Discovery Plus, probably not
The
HBO
last dance
Max.
of all the teams that he's
It'll be like the Last Dance.
Oh, dear
the
Lord.
last pants.
Yes, exactly. Rub a snooze. Well, you can head off to bed. We're taking off. We appreciate you guys joining us. Again, if you're enjoying the show, please share with your friends. You can find all of our video content on YouTube at atbshow.com. And of course, if you're following our Instagram feed where Rubber Shoes has his wrap up and rant every morning, as soon as his beautiful princess face wakes up and stretches and has his Tang and his Flintstone vitamins. And then he gins up the energy to yell into the microphone. That is always on Instagram. So if you go into our bio there, you'll see the link tree with all of our social media. We appreciate that. We do have, which is really cool, very exciting. Our good friends are putting together the logo. It won't be, there's no gradient though. You'll notice on this logo. Yeah, our logo on all of our social media is it's gradient. So we did have to chop up the colors, but we've got gear coming. Gear is coming. So we'll have that to talk about. And another little what do we call them? Spin-offs? There's a spin-off coming to our universe too, which is pretty cool. That the Corey household, I think Jingles will
Jingles
be in the
is
ring.
hosting.
Jingles will be in the ring for that. That gives you a little hint, a little
All right.
foreshadowing of what that'll look like. We'll be back next week. Again, please share the content with your friends, subscribe on YouTube, and comment to help the algorithm. We need all the help we can get.
Heck yeah.
Take care. Thank you, boys. We'll see you Monday. Have a
All
great
right,
week.
later.
Bye.
Happy Father's Day.
Yes. Oh my
yep.
God. I forgot about that. I'll be down in Connecticut. I won't stop by. Don't worry.
I'll send you roses.
Oh,